Hello and welcome to the Demo Dive, where I live stream myself digging through Steam's demo tag to sort the trash from the treasure. I'm CB, and am I hearing this right? Are we trying to encourage spray tan Harkonnen to melt in the sun with a very long 4th of July speech? Look, all I know is that the US is having the heat wave that the UK had last week, except more so. And I'd rather think about certain so called presidents becoming a creamsicle esque puddle than how various of my friends are suffering and how the jackasses in charge are more willing to cool data centers than people. Fucking AI nonsense. So, anyway, let's do something fun. We all need a little escapism, no? In this case, we're looking at fortune fragments, sort of combination visual novel hex-tile puzzle game thing. From what I'm able to gather from the trailer and the store page, this involves us running a shop as a foreteller, which is apparently only different from a fortune teller in that a foreteller is able to guide people's fates instead of just issuing cryptic warnings of what is to come. And yes, I know whereof I speak. I read tarot cards. Which reminds me, at some point I should show you all a playthrough of at least part of the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. This one's a game that I picked up a while ago where you actually get to make your own tarot cards and your own deck, and it's a whole thing. Anyway, while I don't entirely believe in horoscopes, I do know the general psychology behind them, and that sums up fortune teller really at the end of the day. But we're not just telling the future in this game, we're nudging destiny. I don't know how we do that, but let's find out and also find out whether or not this is another must have for the collection. Sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. Pretty. Leaning heavily into the runes here, so that should be interesting. Yes, I am new to fortune fragments. Ah, and now they're actually calling us a fortune teller, so that makes a liar out of me. Your first day as a fortune teller at Clear Castle. Cleaning the shop to an acceptable state took most of yesterday, but now it's done. After a good night's sleep, you are finally ready to start working. You peer at the bell on the front door and wonder, who will be your first client? How do the people of Clear Castle feel about fortune tellers? I mean, if you could see the future, could you not, do a reading for yourself? No? Apparently not. Okay. Suddenly the bell makes a hopeful sound, and the door opens, but it's not a client. Just a mailman who carries a letter and a package for you. The letter is closed with the wax seal of the Foretellers Guild. Ah, here we go. To the foreteller at Market Street, Clearcastle. I hope this letter finds you well and that you have recovered from your journey. The foreteller's parlor should be suitable enough for your work. If you encounter any issues, please let us know. Remember to send reports regularly. The Foretellers Guild must be well informed so that we can serve fate in the best way possible. Individual foretellers like you, placed in crucial locations, are our most valuable tool. Okay. This feels like the history monks in Terry Pratchett. Included in your parcel is a new scrying board. Get familiar with your tools before meeting your clients. Always keep the Foretellers Code in mind. Inspector J.M. Foretellers Guild. P.S. I know it's not easy to start alone in a new city. I, too, have once been in your place. My advice is to get to know the people of Clear Castle and earn their trust. Good luck to you. Okay. Parcel. The package is neatly wrapped in brown paper. Not entirely sure I'd call that neat, but okay. Carefully, you take out the scrying board and a beautiful maroon and violet pouch. The board is the foreteller's most powerful tool, and you know what is in the pouch. Fragments, small stone tiles that, when skillfully combined, will reveal to you secrets of the past, present, and future. You place the board on the table. Build your first rune. This is your soul stone. Soul stones store your innate energy and can be used to power machines. A baker can use their soul stone to power an oven. You, as a foreteller, use the stone to power your scrying board. This is a rune. The runes you build channel energy into information. Your runes are listed here in the journal. This is a rune called the Hourglass. Your objectives are listed here. Complete them to gather information and pause your reading. These are your fortune fragments. Pick up a fragment and place it on the board. It's just a piece of cold marble. But when connected to the soul stone, it becomes warm with energy. Place the next fragment. There we go. No. When you are done, click the bag. The fragments you have placed are locked in. Reading complete. And I was right. You do a reading for yourself. Someone will come to your shop. I mean, I should hope so. That's what shops are there for. Game save for profile 1. Who is coming? Try building the hourglass again. So, oh, I see. We don't always get the guide wires. Interesting. Great! Do you hear something? Click the bag to proceed. You hear the jingle of your doorbell. Build the rune again. Delve deeper and try to find a vision. Runes can be mirrored or built upside down. Rune magic is not bothered by extra lines. The 3-lined fragment can be used in multiple ways. Try building with the 3-line fragment. No, that won't be right. There we go. Okay. Okay. You see the hunched figure of an elderly lady. Ah, new rune. Learn 2 new runes, the mountain and the kettle. Okay. Draw more fragments from the bag when you run out. Okay, so. Are you going to keep telling me how to turn the damn tile? I don't need to be told how to turn the damn tile. Thank you very much. Clicking the bag activates a new straw and locks the fragments placed previously. Okay. You have a total of 5 draws to complete your objectives in a reading. Now you have 3 draws left. The vision is clear now. She's your landlady, Agatha. Build the mountain rune. Okay. You see a young man in a ragged coat. He is deeply troubled by something. You uncovered these truths in your reading. You saw an elderly lady. She's your landlady, Agatha. You also saw a troubled man in a ragged coat. You don't recognize him. The board feels familiar now. You saw 2 possible clients. It's a positive sign. Now you sit back and wait. Welcome to Foreteller's Parlor. Got that. Okay. And that's your save function. Journal, client list, runes, quest. Oh. The foreteller's code, because they told us to remember this, but we didn't actually see it. There we go. Do not speak of the foretellers. Report to your circle. Serve the grand plan of fate. Serve every client. Do not charge for your services or accept bribery. Promote peace, rationality, and enlightenment. Okay. No, wait. You have to click the board to get your next customer coming through the door. Okay, good to know. Could have told me that. Thank you. Oh, you've already unpacked all your things. This sure does bring back memories. Your landlady chatters while you let her into your shop. She's looking around, seeing what you've done with the space. The old woman seems friendly and bubbly. As a foreteller, remembering people is part of your job. You remember the landlady's name is Agatha and that she lives alone, but you don't know much else about her yet. What was the shop before? It's been used by many folk, many fortune tellers like you. The last one, let's not talk about it now. Can I offer you a reading? Is there anything you need guidance with? Is there anything? Maybe this could help you too if we figure this out. You guide Agatha to a chair by the desk. She sits down, seemingly relieved to rest her legs. I'm afraid there's a criminal lurking around these parts, a vandal, or perhaps some kids who have not been taught better. For months now, I've found a terrible mess at the doorstep, on the walls, and in the yard around the shop. Trash, rotten fruit, and such. No doubt it's on purpose. To think that someone would pull a prank on an old lady. Unfortunately, I've not been able to catch the culprit in the act. Ah, I see. Catching the culprit would help me as well. Perhaps a reading in the future could help us solve this problem. May I have your soul stone for the reading? Yes, here it is. Do be careful with it. Agatha reaches into her purse and hands you her soul stone with a shaky hand. It's a delicately carved stone piece with symbols of the Temple of Fate. You place the piece on your scrying board and begin the reading. Okay. This reading has a score goal. Gain at least 45 points to unlock all the information you need. Each fragment used in a rune scores as follows. 2 line tiles, 4 points. 3 line tiles, 3 points. Fragment scores multiplied by a rune multiplier. More complicated runes have bigger multipliers. Let's see. Hear the sound of something hitting the wall. Agatha runs outside and sees a bird fly away. The crow has a piece of trash stuck to it. It's the culprit. It was either going to be that or a raccoon. In the vision, Agatha sees a huge bird fly away. It's a crow with a piece of trash stuck to its claws. You found the culprit. I'll offer to help. I found the culprit of the trash pranks. It's a crow. Seems like a smart one. Is that so? Agatha mutters and looks down at her hands. She seems to get deep in thought for a moment. I can't change the future I've seen, but we can clean the mess for now and keep an eye on the bird. Maybe I can drive it away next time. I might be new here, but it's also my shop. I'll gladly help with the cleaning. You offer with your best charming smile. It seems to work, and she lifts her eyes back up. I'm not used to asking for help, but you might be right. I am getting old, and you're not going to clean all that by yourself. I'll ask people around. It's settled then. Thank you for being my first client. Ah, it's nothing. Thank you. She gets up from the chair, and you hear her rambling something on her way to the door. It's refreshing to see some young people still remember what the soul stones are really for. So many forget. New rune unlocked. The eye. A traditional foreteller symbol. It reminds young foretellers to not look with their eyes, but with the mind's eye. Find out more about the mysterious crow and save the parlor's reputation. Okay, let's get to know new clients and... Okay. Next customer. The next day at Foreteller's parlor looks as quiet as the first one. The clients have not started pouring in, no matter how hard you stare at the door. Agatha told you that the Foreteller's parlor has always housed a foreteller. Maybe the previous teller's reputation could be bad for your business. There are no easy answers. You just have to make a name for yourself through word of mouth. The bell on the door jingles. A broad, older man with heavy steps walks into the shop, clearly a working man. You catch a scent of iron and smoke as the door closes behind him. Welcome to Foreteller's Parlor, sir. How may I help you? You one of them fortune tellers? Yes, sir. Please have a seat. Do you have a problem that a reading can answer? Man calmly walks up to the table and sits in the chair. He makes it look small. I've been wondering. The work isn't going as smoothly as it used to. My wife keeps telling me I should take a vacation, but... What do you do for work, sir? Smithing. All kinds of heavier metal work you can't get from a factory. What seems to be the problem? The forge won't light. Blacksmiths use their soul stones to power their forge. Long gone are the days when a simple fire heated the metal for shaping. New technology is more efficient. New technology is more efficient than, fire? Okay, this may be a cultural thing, I don't know. However, not just anyone can put their soul stone in the forge and light it. Each soul stone is unique, matching its owner, so it limits what professions are available to them. And what's your name, sir? Matthias. This reading, how much does it cost? My services are privately funded. You don't need to pay a thing. The Foreteller's Code dictates that all foreteller services must be free to their clients. This way, the price won't influence the teller's advice or allegiance to the guild. All foretellers get their reward straight from the guild. Huh. Very well, Matthias, I'm going to need your soul stone for a reading, and we'll find out what fate has to say. Matthias hands you his soul stone. It's clearly a self-made metal coin with the blacksmith's hammer pressed into the surface. So you can decorate your soul stone as you see fit. It's a fascinating bit of world building, the whole concept of a soul stone. And, it's interesting as a focal point to a game, but you could also do a lot just, using that in novel, D&D campaign, stuff like that. This is a connection task. Build a tile line to connect Matthias' soul to the forge. Okay, so... Fine handiwork, these pieces. You see the forge, cold. Matthias places the soulstone in a socket in the forge. And now we move to... No, we don't have the pieces we need for that one. No. There we go. Better? You gotta have good eyes. Those patterns are tiny. Okay, so not seeing anything yet. Okay. Faint power surges, huh? Okay, see what we got. The power is not enough. Matthias is drained, defeated. That's not good. You see a moment in time. Matthias places his soul stone in a socket in the forge, but his soul energy is not enough to power it. Tell him to rest. It seems your current soul energy is not enough to power the forge. This is a difficult situation. Matthias listens with a stern expression. I suggest taking a break, as your wife said. After a while, your motivation might rekindle, and you may be able to light the forge again. Matthias nods. You may be right. It won't hurt to take a little break, spend time with the family and whatnot. Please, come again if your problem persists. Thank you. To Inspector J.M. I've arrived at the foreteller's parlor in Clear Castle and started serving my first clients. The new scrying board is working wonders. My first client was my landlady Agatha. A reading told me a local crow is making a mess of her building. I volunteered to help. My second client was an elderly blacksmith, Matthias, who had trouble lighting his soulstone forge. I advised him to take a break. These are my first reports. I will continue to update you on future clients and important events. Okay. See if there's any messing with the set dressing. There is no messing with the set dressing. Oh, for fuck's sake. You, sir. Guess what? You are getting nuked. Information is truthful. Block user. Goodbye, please. Also, hello. We are reading runes. Next customer. The rest of the day gets more hectic. Agatha has gathered a group of neighbors and friends to help with the cleaning of the building. Everyone seems in good spirits and willing to help. You spent the afternoon scrubbing off spoiled fruit from the windows and brick walls. The work is tiring but rewarding. The shop looks a lot more inviting afterwards. Thank you, everyone. Good work. Come, have a cup of coffee and some sweetbread for your efforts. You return to the shop, smiling with a sweet treat in hand. You're settling to eat at your desk when the doorbell makes a sound. A stranger enters the shop. Hello? Have we got a male version of Carmen Sandiego over here? A young man with straight posture and sharp eyes. He looks around, intrigued. Welcome to the foreteller's parlor, sir. How may I help you? He doesn't answer right away, looking instead around the shop before mumbling. It is a curious shop. I thought this place was abandoned before the recent uplift of the facade. I have indeed come with a request. You are the new fortune teller? I am. Please have a seat. What's your name, sir? Ah, my name is Basil. What is it you'd like my help with, Basil? I've met a fine maiden. She's gorgeous and funny and kind-hearted. At first look at her, my heart was struck. Since then, I've not stopped thinking about her, every day and night. I think I should tell her how I feel, but I don't tend to get nervous, but this time I feel different. I'd like to know if she'll accept my feelings. I don't wish to bother her. Very well. May I have your soul stone, and we'll find out? Basil hands you his soul stone. The intricately pressed coin portrays the young king of Clear Castle. Okay. It's a common type of soul stone for the coin class, who are the middle class citizens. Is Basil hiding something? Check the duty aspect. Aspects are colored zones on the board. Building runes on an aspect zone unlocks information from a specific point of view. Oh, interesting. Objectives with a light brown background are optional. Completing them is not mandatory to pass the reading, but they will gift you useful information. Missing a fragment you need, use discard. Select up to 6 fragments and click discard. You can discard 3 times per reading. This tiles you discard are returned to the pouch and replaced with new ones. Okay. Oh, I can't put that there. Rat. Okay, let's try something else. No. Still no. Oh wait, I know what I could do, I think. Actually, know what I think I actually need to do is discard a... You're still not giving me what I'm actually asking for, but make do with what we've got. No, we really won't, will we? Shit. That's more like it. Wrong way. Now it has to connect to there. So let's see. The romance is forbidden because of their families, but she will respond to Basil's feelings in kind. Okay, reading complete. Now what do we tell him? The board has answered your question with a vision of the future. When Basil confesses his feelings to the woman, she will accept them. Tapping into the duty aspect reveals that their romance is forbidden because of their family backgrounds. I am gotta tell him the truth. Tell Basil the woman he fancies will fancy him back, but warn him that their romance is forbidden by their families. He needs to know. Basil swallows nervously and stares at the board in anticipation. You may approach the lady without worry. She will accept your feelings and return them in kind. However, I must warn you, your romance will be condemned by the people around you. The young man closes his eyes and sighs in relief. A somber smile rises to his face as he looks back up, eyes gleaming. Thank fate. I am lucky to have her love. They can't stand in our way. Basil stands up and shakes your hand with a firm grip. I shall tell her. I'll make it a perfect confession. She'll love it, I'm sure. Oh, we will defy all odds. I can already see it. I wish good fortune for you both. To the foreteller at Market Street, Clearcastle. I'm glad to hear you've settled at Foreteller's Parlor and the tools we provided are serving you well. It is to the Guild's best interest to keep the facade of Foreteller's Parlor clean. Keep an eye open for the vandalizing bird in future. I'll make a note of your first encounter with the blacksmith. Thank you for your first reports. We wish for you to continue these reports and reveal to us, I'm assuming, any and all prudent information you find during your readings. I don't think prudent is the word you want because prudent means careful. Is this one of those situations where I've been having a bit of a ranty thing? Because apparently there's this bunch of uh, people commenting at book talkers predominantly about readers, technically, people who claim to love literature, saying that authors should use smaller words that people will understand. And like, wait, what? And when someone suggests, use a dictionary, the response they tend to get is stop being ableist. Like, I'm sorry, that's ableism in and of itself to assume that just because you're disabled doesn't. They seem to think that being disabled means you can't learn. I'm sorry, but if you can't pick up a dictionary, especially in this day and age where we're basically carrying one around as a communication device, that's not a matter of ability or disability. That's lazy. And, I don't have any problem with people who just want to enjoy a story. That's fine. I get it. However, do not claim you love literature when you just love stories. I mean, just, because stories are awesome. But point is, literature is about the poetry of the language, not just the bare bones of the plot. Tiny rant over. Because I could do that like all week. The problems of the sticks and pebbles may seem small, but small steps make long journeys on the path of fate. Inspector J.M., Foretellers Guild. P.S. Good to hear Lady Agatha is still around. To the foreteller of the parlor. Thank you for helping with the cleaning today. The building looks good as new now. I hope you get more clients soon. Agatha. Aw. Okay, I get to know more clients. Next customer. A beautiful day in Clear Castle. It's the weekend, so the city seems even livelier than when you arrived. Now you can see all kinds of folk pass by the market street. Only too bad, no one has entered your shop yet. Everyone seems to be having a relaxing day shopping. Hello! I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, other, uh, that's, that's, that's an outfit choice. Finally, the bell jingles and in bursts a young couple hand in hand. The man is dressed in fancy, colorful clothing. He looks like he could be of a higher class, maybe a coin or a jewel. Oh, so they've got their class system named after riches items. Okay, interesting. The woman, on the other hand, is dressed much more plainly. In Clear Castle, the material of a person's soul stone is tied to their social class. At the bottom of the class hierarchy are the sticks and pebbles, with soul stones made of wood and stone. After them come the coin and jewel classes, and on top of everyone else, the signets. There are also those who have no soul stones, who fall outside the system entirely. So they've got casteless. Fuck them. Here, this is gonna be fun. Trust me. Are you sure? It's not proper to visit fortune teller. The young woman stops mid-sentence when she notices you. Even when she's weirded out, she doesn't want to seem rude. Look at all this stuff! I bet this one's the real deal. Welcome to Foreteller's Parlor. How may I help you? See, Amelia, they even look like a real fortune teller. Julian. Amelia looks around nervously, but her hesitation doesn't seem to bother Julian. The fine Lady Amelia and I are here for a reading to peer into the romantic voyage that is to be the rest of our long lives together. We're on our first date. These two are adorable. A romantic reading to a couple. I'm glad to assist. Thank you. Oh, this is exciting. Julian's stone is a rose quartz jewel. Amelia, on the other hand, has a simple handcrafted piece. Strange. The board is divided in two. Okay. What do we have in terms of... Let's check Amelia's heart first. So they're just going to stay divided? Interesting. Wonder if I'm... Okay, that doesn't work. There we go. Or not. I'm gonna have to discard. I don't have much of anything from this. A little better. I mean, apparently not, but this is interesting. Okay, so let's... Amelia likes Julian, but... But, huh? Okay, interesting. Not quite what I was after. The prospect of romance makes Julian anxious despite how he seems. So I need more. Okay. Oh, that must be a hint function. Interesting. Okay. Can I do better? Can I do better? Possibly. No, that's worse. No, that won't help, I don't think. It'll probably still be a successful reading, but I want to try to get the whole 110%. It's gonna have to do. Damn, not quite. Julian's not ready for a relationship. Actually, yeah, I want to retry that. I really want to try for those ones. Okay. perfect. Just what I was after. Yay. Wait, why isn't that working? That should be working. Why is that not working? I am very curious why that is not working. That should be working. Wait, what? How did that not... Much better. I don't get why that did not work. That... Okay. Why is that one not working? That should be working, but it isn't, and I don't know why. Okay, well, let's just try for something a little bit. That is so weird. Why is that one not working? Oh, and it has to connect to the soul stone straight away. Okay, fine. No. There we go. That's better. No, it really isn't. Okay, so why is some of this not freaking working? That is so weird. So will this actually work this time? Because all the bits I've got... There we go. That should make things a little easier. Yes, there we go. Julian's not ready for a relationship. Amelia has feelings for someone else. So this is absolute bullshit, this date they're on. This is hilarious. Yeah, they don't seem compatible. I'm not deluding these people. That's just you don't do that. No. The future for Julian and Amelia doesn't seem bright. You decide it's best to tell the truth, even if it will ruin their date. I've tuned to your energies and drawn them side by side. I must tell you, you are not a great match. What? That can't be right. Maybe tune some more. Julian, it's all right. Surely there's something wrong with the board. I've had a wonderful time today, Julian, but I think the teller is probably right. I just have a lot going on right now. Amelia, I didn't know you felt that way. It's not your fault. The couple sits there in silence for a bit. Julian looks lost, trying to find answers from Amelia's expression. I'll walk you home. Thank you. I'm sorry. Sorry I ruined your date. No, it's fine. You just did your job. Let's go. I wish you good fortune. Thanks. To Inspector J.M. The building was well cleaned recently, and it seems to be attracting more people now. I've served 3 new clients. My third client was a young man, Basil, who wanted to find out about the feelings of a certain lady. I found out the lady feels the same way about Basil. I also found out their relationship is forbidden by other people. A couple on their first date, Julian and Amelia, visited for a reading. I told them they weren't a great match. New tile unlocked. The trident is a symbol of conflict, including internal struggles. And I now have a client list. Heart doubtful. Matthias, soul burnt out. Soul dreamer. Huh. Why does Agatha avoid talking about the previous fortune teller of Foreteller's Parlor? And yeah, how can Matthias light his fortune again? At least his is relatively simple. Why is Basil's relationship condemned, and who is Basil's crush? Oh, he's become grounded now, has Julian. What is the cause behind Julian's anxiety? And who is the person that Amelia is thinking about? I mean, I could keep going, but we are getting to that point, so... I mean, this is actually really interesting. It's... there was that one, I don't actually remember the name of it now, but one of my D&D players recommended it to me, and I did not like it very much. I didn't feel like the uh, game mechanics and the story blended well together, and I didn't think too highly of the story in any case, but, that's just me. My opinion is not the be-all and end-all. She loves it, that's fine. But this is kind of the antithesis of that. It's like, you're not sitting there focusing on like who you might want to romance and every single freaking plot hole in the thing. There is so much behind the scenes, load bearing world building basically that you find out in snips and fragments as you go, and they've hooked it directly into the game mechanics, which I think is fabulous. The characters, you meet them briefly, but you're also looking into their souls and their futures, so you get to know them both more and less than you would an average NPC. Um, there's there's very much tavern talk, uh, coffee talk, etc. kind of vibe to it, because there you are trying to solve people's problems through game mechanics, basically. But this is more involved game mechanics, and it's not so much the pouring drinks, etc. It's actually lots of fiddly, but the fun kind of fiddly. And I actually want to know more about these characters, the questions in the notes. I want the answers to them rather than just having them be there as a quest objective. because even what little you see at first of these characters, it they're adorable. They're like people, and that's the best you can ask for in a game like this. Because you've got a couple of options when you have a game that's mechanics and visual novelish at the same time. You either focus on one very specific thing or no specific thing about the characters, and have your game mechanics effectively be the most important thing about it, along with, I say, the one important thing about the story aspect, but let's face it, who you want to date. Or you can do it this way, which, I haven't seen since games like Tavern Talk, so, give me Tavern Talk and give me more interesting mechanics than just pouring things. I am here for this. This actually makes up for the disappointment of the tea shop game on Wednesday. I'm still not entirely over that. I wanted to like it so badly. You don't understand. Anyway, this one has been out for a few months now, but the demo's still there and doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. So maybe give it a shot if it looks like one you'll like. I think it's in the Steam sale now, not hugely discounted, but it wasn't really all that expensive anyway. So still, I mean, you might make different choices than I did in this one, and sometimes the feel of playing a game can make or break your enjoyment. And it's not, again, it's not like my opinion is the be all and end all. For those who like a text based and digression free review, that'll be up on my Ko-fi page shortly. Never a paywall, I do it for the love of the games, but maybe toss some folks in my general direction if you like what I do. I like the company. The review will have the embedded VOD, which will also be on YouTube to join my gallery of epic, ridiculous, and more than occasionally profane flail, in case you joined late or just fancy coming back to it later. Insofar as the backlog burrow goes, I'm looking at starting up a new game as soon as I finish my current Veilguard playthrough. I wanted to romance Davern again. It's a thing. I do actually. I don't mind games where you're romancing people. It's just doing it badly is what I don't like. Anyway, that I should be done with that playthrough on Sunday, possibly earlier, depending on A, how I feel for the next little while, and B, what that means for my Saturday D&D group. The only other person who actually does a lick of typing in the office in my human-coded day job was off this week, and she's the one who also does the annoying ass supplementary stuff. So I had a whole lot more on my plate this week. They didn't call for overtime, but I still had to bust my ass and I am exhausted. Either way, I don't have D&D on Sunday, so that's a perfect backlog burrow day. I have intentions of starting Doki Doki Literature Club. Well, specifically Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, since it was on sale and we tried to support game devs. Though that does only leave me with 2 days to bleach the whole people using Chat GPT to generate far too much fanfic of Doki Doki Literature Club individuals getting pregnant. Literally, Doki Doki Literature Club pregnancy porn, and there is a lot of it, apparently. I only have 2 days to wash that out of my brain, and I'm not 100% sure that's enough. But I do think I'm up to the challenge. I'll try anyway. As for the demo dive, it's going to be another one that's more playtest than demo. I got into the playtest for You versus Zombies, a post-apocalyptic roguelite by 10-6 Games. Now, I don't normally go for roguelites or roguelikes or anything in that demographic, but let's face it, some people throw terms like that around a little willy-nilly, kind of like, Souls-like, etc., etc. So I'm giving it a shot just in case. Besides, some of the folks I know do play those kinds of games, and they might have more fun than I will, so they deserve to at least see it, even if what they're seeing is my flailing around like an absolute amateur, which I technically am. And as always, though, the demo I play next demo dive is subject to change depending on mood and what's giving me the dopamine on that particular day. Still, whatever I choose should hopefully be entertaining, and I hope to see you there for Doki Doki Literature Club Plus or whatever the next demo dive is. Until then, or until next, have a good one.